This is CBS LA at 6.
Southern California emphasizing gratitude for farm workers as we celebrate Cesar Chavez Day. It actually becomes Farmworkers Day. Plus, we have questions remaining on how to cultivate selective and collective strength amid the face of diversity. And shifting narratives in the wake of controversy. New stories of those previously left out now being told. Tonight at 6, Si Se Puede, after Chavez. Si Se Puede is the rallying cry of the Farmworkers Movement, and it means, yes, we can. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey, live in downtown LA at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. This is a community hub where people celebrate Latino history and culture through art, music, and dance. In fact, this exhibit pays tribute to an LA street from 100 years ago. We're here dedicating this newscast to the newly created Farmworkers Day and the future of the movement. And we begin tonight with CBS LA's Luzdelia Caballero. She's live in Ventura County, talking to farm workers themselves. Luzdelia.
Well, the farm workers we spoke to say this day isn't just a symbolic gesture. It's also a moment of visibility, a chance, they say, for people to really think about and learn about the reality of what goes into the food that ends up on their table, and also learn more about the people who make it possible. Clearly, you don't see any farm workers out on the field here in Ventura County. That's because they get an early start so that you all can have food on your table. Before the sun rises, they're already here.
It's really difficult to do what they do, and they still do it.
Bent over rows of crops, farm workers move with quiet determination, hands weathered, backs aching, pushing through long hours, sometimes in unforgiving conditions.
Bending over all day, extreme weather, and too cold in the morning or too hot around the midday.
Jesus Marmolejo with Marmolejo Farms King Produce says the work is demanding.
Well, you have to move, because you have to, try to get as much as you can. So it is very difficult.
Es todo difícil.
Many, like Germán Sánchez Peredo, are immigrants carrying not just the weight of the harvest, but also the weight of responsibility, of sacrifice, of hope for something better.
El cuerpo se desgasta.
They tell us the work is honest, but it takes a toll. Essential, but often invisible. That's why this new designation, Farmworkers Day, feels deeply personal. So how does it feel to have a day where farm workers are recognized? ¿Cómo se siente tener un día donde los agricultores tienen reconocimiento?
Oh, pues, nos sentimos muy contentos.
A recognition, not just of labor, but of humanity.
It was overdue. I've been dreaming about this. We deserve that. We need that respect.
The farm workers' rights movement has always been powered by courage, by people willing to endure, to speak out, to demand dignity in the face of injustice.
In California, half are legal residents and half are non-legal residents that come and go. But all of them have the one thing in common. They want to feed their families.
And while this moment honors that legacy, it also shines a light on what hasn't changed.
We should be fighting for wages.
Marmolejo sits on the board of Friends of Field Workers and says they continue to fight for those working in the fields.
So we're here to help the farm working community with a bunch of programs.
In every field, every row picked by hand, there's pride. Pride in feeding a nation. Pride in work that, despite everything, continues. The fight is far from over.
Oh, no, it's just beginning.
La lucha sigue.
And some farm workers we spoke to say they actually continue living and working in fear, petrified that ICE agents may come to their workplace. So they tell us that they come to work happily and with pride because they understand the responsibility they have in feeding our nation and also the necessity they have to pay their bills. If you would like to celebrate Farm Workers Day, they encourage you to donate to organizations that help farm workers directly. In Ventura County, Luzdelia Caballero, CBS LA.
And to talk more about the future of this movement, I'm joined live by Angelica Salas, the executive director of CHERLA, who's been at the helm for almost 3 decades. And thank you so much, first of all, for being with us, Angelica. You've worked so closely with the immigrant community, all being targeted by raids. And now with the demise of Cesar Chavez, how does the community move forward?
Well, first and foremost, I think this is an opportunity for us to focus on the people. The movement, the farm worker movement, is about farm workers, and it's the people, men and women, who labor every single day in the fields of California, but in the fields throughout this nation. Many of them are immigrants. Many of them don't have immigration status because it's been 40 years since there is an opportunity to legalize their status. They don't get the wages they deserve. They don't get the treatment they deserve. Every day they help put food on our table, yet their wages don't allow them to put food on their very own table and take care of their families. So this is an opportunity for us to focus on farm workers and how we as a society can actually advance their well-being, because that's the real recognition that is needed for farm workers.
We're trying to do what we can through this broadcast today, Angelica, but my question to you, how do activists ensure that the urgent mission for immigrant workers and farm workers' rights remains a priority for the public? Because, of course, right now we're talking about Cesar Chavez, the scandal, the controversy. How do you get the public still involved and still listening to the mission of the farm workers?
Well, one of the things that is important about the United Farm Worker Movement, and what I learned from many of the leaders that make up that movement, including Dolores Huerta, now Teresa Romero, so many others, and it's really about engaging everybody in their civic duty, to engage their elected officials, not to let people live in the shadows or without the representation that they deserve and without the wages they deserve. So part of the farm worker movement was about engaging the entire public in actually building up consciousness and using your voice, and whether it's in public protest or whether it's calling your members of Congress, going up to Sacramento, working in order for people to have the wages they deserve, and not to accept all this mistreatment of our people. There are people who are marching who are not immigrants. There are people who are marching who are not farm workers around this country, marching so that we can all live with dignity and the respect we deserve as human beings. It is not acceptable that you have farm workers who are taking care of Americans so that we can have food on our table, and yet they fear going out into the fields, who have been chased by ICE agents in the fields. So it's about speaking up, and that's what the farm worker movement is about. It's about engaging and organizing and working together as a community to advance the rights of farm workers.
And very quickly, you are confident that you can keep that message going forward, and keep the message front and center as to what the mission is about for farm workers?
Well, the movement is multifaceted, and it's also a leaderful movement. It's a movement that seeks to advance the rights of all Americans, but it also seeks to focus on the most vulnerable people in our country.
All right, thank you so much, Angelica, for joining us this afternoon. We have more to talk about here. UCLA is one of the many local institutions moving forward. The Chicano Studies Department decided to remove Cesar Chavez's name, and CBS LA's Juan Fernandez talked to founding director Raul Hinojosa about the decision and the path ahead.
Now, you described your department's unanimous vote as painful but necessary. Can you take us through some of the internal dialogue that took place to get to this decision?
Right, and I was very proud of the faculty and the students that as soon as the news hit, we knew what we had to do. We had to condemn the actions and, more importantly, stand on the side of the victims, because this is the critical issue of accountability, that we were with the women, including Dolores, who had come out and with bravery made their statements. And even though they, I think we're all fully aware that this was going to destroy the reputation of an important icon, and at the same time, understand, put it in the context so our students could understand. This is somebody, obviously, that we created a whole set of curriculum around his teaching.
So many young students idolized, as so many of us have, Cesar Chavez's work. How does this affect the movement moving forward?
you know, what we've said about Cesar Chavez, he had a very famous quote, which is that once you educate the people, you can't uneducate them. Once you're empowering them, you can't make them go back. And this is exactly what happened here. This is the people having critical consciousness, demanding accountability, going forward, regardless, even if it's him, if it's anybody. And that's what I was very proud that that's the sentiment inside the faculty and the students. And the other thing that was very important is that this was never about one person. It never will be about one person. This is about the movements, mass movements of many people struggling and fighting for social justice, and that's what we are recommitted to. So we took the name off. This is not an erasure of the struggle. This is, on the contrary, this is an affirmation that accountability comes first, and in this world today, we need more and more accountability, and I think we were leading by our principles.
You mentioned the labor movement is not just one single person, so how do we teach the success of the United Farm Workers while being transparent about what happened here?
Well, easy. I mean, I think the farm workers' story is such a powerful story, and it continues the incredible strides that were made here in California. Many of the students in the Chicano Studies and Central American Studies Department, their parents were farm workers. They understand that, or their family members. So, you know, this is if anything a recommitment. A demystification. This is not about great men theory of history. This is about everyday struggles of people demanding social justice, and more importantly, winning and making change. And that's not going to be erased. That's going to be empowered.
So many have shifted away from Cesar Chavez Day to Farm Workers Day. Did you agree with that?
I thought that was great. I think that you know, we're in solidarity. What I really liked about what happened is that it was literally within 24 hours
so
that
fast.
The entire country it got it right. I mean, especially in the context of other demands for accountability that are being stalled. Let's put it that way. You know, this is the way you do it. If it's clear, you move forward.
Si se puede. After Chavez, our coverage continues this evening. The questions about adding new chapters to a complex history without tearing up old ones. Our in-depth coverage on Si se puede after Chavez continues now with a look at some stories that challenge the traditional narrative. And as CBS LA's Luz Delia Caballero explains, it's a complex legacy.
The farm worker movement would not have accomplished the things it did without Cesar, but Cesar would not have accomplished any of those things by himself either.
Ray Rast, the lead historian for the National Park Service's Cesar Chavez Special Resource Study, says this moment isn't about erasing history, but rather broadening it.
If we think about not removing him from the story, but decentering him, then we can shift our focus to a lot of other people who have been waiting patiently for their stories to be told.
He explains that while Chavez's contributions are undeniable, the movement was never the work of one man alone, and he says his flaws were never entirely hidden.
There were always critics and opponents of Cesar and the farm worker movement who have past 50 years have emphasized his flaws, but by and large, people seeing him as a hero.
That reassessment is happening in classrooms too, where students are beginning to question what they've been taught.
This is a movement, it's not with a person. This movement continues as we continue to fight for immigrant rights.
Astrid Serrano says it wasn't until college that she realized the farm workers movement extended far beyond Chavez himself.
I do not believe that Cesar Chavez is the only sole hero that came out of the United Farm Movement. There's a lot of other heroes that are also haven't had their light to shine.
For some families, that broader recognition is deeply personal.
I just want the world to know that my dad fought to make a difference.
Johnny Itliong's father, Larry, was a pioneer in the farm workers movement.
He was one of the many Filipino labor leaders that laid down the foundation for the civil rights labor movement.
But he says his dad's contributions were often overshadowed.
Cesar Chavez, Larry Leon, already 30 years of unionizing and organizing before he even met Chavez. He forced Chavez to join the Delano grape strike by telling him, if you break our strikes, we will break your strike.
In honor of that effort, a park has been named after Larry Leon in Delano.
I want to write history, rewrite the history to reflect what really happened.
These reflections come in the context of the new allegations accusing Chavez of sexual abuse toward women, claims that are prompting renewed scrutiny of his legacy.
We believe women, we believe Dolores Huerta, and we believe survivors.
What do you see his legacy reflecting moving forward? Do you think it's tainted now? Do you think it's going to be wiped?
Tainted is not strong enough of a word.
As communities reflect on Chavez's impact, many say honoring farm workers today means recognizing the full story, both the achievements and the voices that have long gone unheard.
This is an opportunity to revise our understanding of Cesar Chavez, revise our understanding of the farm worker movement.
Luz Delia Caballero, CBS LA.
A new holiday dedicated to farm workers, a tribute tonight honoring those agricultural heroes themselves. But first, Tony DeCopel with what's ahead tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Hey, Pat, here's what we're working on for the CBS Evening News tonight. The war in Iran, peace talks may be underway. That's what the Trump administration says. Iran denies it. What we know for sure is that people are feeling it back here at home. Gas prices up more than $1 since the war began, but that's just the beginning. We've got a full report on that. Also, Artemis, how excited are you about this? If they launch Wednesday as scheduled and the countdown begins today, it'll be the farthest human beings have traveled into space ever. All that and more coming up on the CBS Evening News. Back to you, Pat.
All right, I'm excited. Thanks so much, Tony. Catch the CBS Evening News tonight at 6:30. We'll be right back. We leave you tonight with black and white photographs from the spring of 1966. 60 years ago, striking farm workers marching nearly 300 miles from the fields of Central California to Sacramento, demanding better pay, safer working conditions, and recognition for their union, led by Cesar Chavez. But our focus tonight on this newly established holiday is not on the man, but on the movement and those who keep up the fight. Their message still resonating. Si se puede. Yes, we can. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6, live from downtown LA. The CBS Evening News is next, and we'll see you back here tonight at 11. In the meantime, everyone, have a good night.